Hello everyone, how you going? And welcome to the rules of ice hockey. Now obviously being in Australia, we certainly don't get really any influence from ice hockey, and so I don't really know the rules, I don't really know anything, and so luckily, hopefully we're going to have someone explain it. So let's see what we've got.
Hello friends, today we'll learn the rules of ice hockey. Ice hockey is a team sport played between two teams of 6 players, including a goalie, left and right defenders, left and right wing forwards, and a center. Ice hockey is played on an ice rink.
I mean, I just have to stop it there because I know that it's for beginners, but really I would certainly hope that ice hockey is played on an ice rink. I mean, I don't really know what else you'd be playing on besides an ice cube if you're fans, but no, I want to take it back. I'm going to be pausing this video a lot because I'm going to have to kind of dissect and go, hang on, what was that? But no, so starting with, what did he say? He had the goalie at the back. That certainly makes sense. Out of all the positions, I can certainly decipher that one, but then had wing defenders, was it? It's like netball?
Including a goalie, left and right defenders.
Oh, okay, so it was defenders
left and right wing forwards, and a center.
Okay. I can certainly understand that. The center makes sense, but really it's kind of similar in terms of a naming scheme to netball. And I mean, of course, the game is nothing alike, but I really just do have to be able to draw connections to be able to kind of just cement it in my brain a little bit better.
The object of ice hockey is to score more goals than the opposing team by putting the puck into the opposition's goal using a hockey stick.
All right.
How the game starts. The game starts in the center circle with a face-off. The referee meets both the team center players at the center of the rink and drops the puck between both opposing players.
Oh, okay then. So it's kind of like basketball in that regard in terms of, what's it called? Is it a ball up in basketball? I don't really know. I don't know if that has a particular name instead of just dropping the puck, but either way, I kind of things are kind of flooding back into my memory. I've certainly seen this. They have a little bit of a stick tap wrestle or something like that. And of course, the entire game, from what I know, is just an extremely fast-paced game. You know, they get some serious speed on these skates. And like I said, if I could list like 5 things I know about it, one would certainly be, okay, so there's a goalie, there's a ref, there's 2 teams. I don't know if that counts as 3, but you play with a puck, you're on ice with hockey sticks in terms of ice hockey sticks. And really, besides that, I don't have many ideas of the rules. I mean, I'm fairly sure, what, do you have to take off some pads or stuff to kind of beat some people up? Isn't that kind of a rule in the game? I really have no idea. That's maybe just rumors that I've heard, but either way, I certainly know that it can be quite a brutal game, or actually quite a very brutal game.
Both players then scrap to win position for their team.
Yep.
Rules of ice hockey. 1. Each team consists of a maximum of 20 players.
Whoa.
2. The game allows unlimited substitutions from the bench during stoppages in play.
Damn, so with 20 players, where do these 20 players go? I can't even find them now. Here we go, look at them all just kind of rushing in, but no, 20 players. I had no idea it was going to be that big. I mean, I guess it allows a lot of people to play in terms of junior leagues and whatnot, but no, with only, what, 6 on the rink, that is certainly a massive amount of substitutions, so it makes sense that you need to have a limited, but I can only imagine that there are a whole bundle of people that probably don't play much of their game. I mean, I don't know how long, and I'm sure he'll say it is, but I don't know how long the game is, but it certainly don't feel as though it's going to be long enough for 20 people to be having that much game time, and so I guess just everyone's just very sharing in that regard.
A goal can be scored by anyone on the ice, including the goalie. 4. To score a goal, a player must hit the puck over the goal line.
Over the goal line, yeah, okay.
5. The entire puck needs to cross the line to be considered a goal.
So I can only imagine that regardless of whether it's in the vertical or horizontal position or sideways, backwards, but it doesn't really have a thing. It's just as long as the entire thing is over the line, I don't think it really matters. I can only assume, because it would be otherwise too hard to police, saying no, it needs to be in this position. You'd never be able to score a goal, I don't think. But in saying that, I certainly don't understand in terms of the cameras. Like, they must have some eagle-eyed either people or some just very micro cameras in the corner of the goalpost to be able to see just exactly when, because it's not like soccer where you have this big post and all these space around the entire thing to be able to hide cameras in. Like, it's a very small goal from what I know, but in saying that, I don't feel as though I have ever seen, I mean, maybe have I seen a reverse angle, so maybe they just have one camera from the back, but I feel like I've never seen any kind of goal line technology. But anyway, I guess it is what it is.
It's to cross the line to be considered a goal. 6. Players can score a goal with any part of their stick, but cannot use their hand.
Okay.
7. Players are not allowed to kick the puck into the net or purposely direct it with any part of their body.
Ooh, okay, so is it a foul if it kind of touches an ice skate or something? Because I feel as though, given the speed that that thing travels around, surely there has to be a couple of times where someone just literally can't see it. There are a million bodies in the way, or I guess a maximum of 11 bodies in the way. And so I don't care how fast your reaction time is, if you physically do not see it until it hits you in the foot, then you can't get out of the way. And so I wonder how that works. Is it a foul? And I mean, of course, this is only a very short video, so I don't expect every single little nuance rule to be covered, but at the same time, there were just a couple of things where you go, oh, I wonder how that actually plays out, because in field hockey, it actually, if it hits your foot at all, then it's immediately the other team. But at the same time, I feel as though that's just going to be a little bit too ruthless to be played at the same kind of ruling as in ice hockey. But I don't know, maybe they're just going to be hammer down on that kind of thing.
Each game is played in 3 20-minute intervals.
Okay,
9.
60 minutes.
The game clock is stopped every time play stops.
Fair enough.
10. A free shot will be given to a player who is illegally impeded from behind when in possession of the puck with no opponent between him and the goal except for the goalie.
Whoa, all of a sudden we've gone from just explaining that it's a 60-minute game to actually explaining some, I don't even know what. I mean, there seems to be a little bit of a hole in the net, but let me just take that back, because from what I gathered from the first time listening to it, it sounded as though you couldn't be tackled from behind, but there was something in the goalie, and so let's just see.
A free shot will be given to a player who is illegally impeded from behind when in possession of the puck with no opponent between him and the goal except for the goalie.
What? Okay, so I guess you were given a foul if you are legally impeded from behind. Now, I don't know what actually qualifies as illegally impeded from behind. Does that mean crashing into someone? Does that mean... what does it mean? I have no idea. I don't even know enough to be able to give an example.
When in possession of the puck with no opponent between him and the goal except for the goalie.
Like, what? I don't understand how we've suddenly gone into this, but anyway, I guess it is what it is. I'll just have to move on. But no, the entire thing just sounds very complicated, like any sport. I'm sure there are so many little rules like this, but either way, what I gathered from the entire thing, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but it sounded as though you can't really be tackled, or you can't be illegally tackled if there's no one between you and the goalie and the goal. Anyway.
11. If a penalty is called on a goalie, a teammate serves his time in the penalty box.
Okay.
12. A team plays shorthanded when one or more of its players is charged with a penalty.
Yep. However, though, I just want to try and take it back to here to see the more of the ice rink. Okay, so radius 4.5 meters. I don't even know the kind of scale of it. I mean, I guess I can guess 60 meters. Oh, wow. It's actually bigger than I thought. I thought it was more like a 35, 40 meter thing. And so realistically, I never knew that it was bigger than an Olympic swimming pool or anything like that. And so icing line, I don't really know what that is. Goal crease. Okay, we've got a little bit of things going on here. Blue line, center line. Okay, radius 4.5 meters. Face off spot, neutral zone. I mean, I have no idea what's going on. End zone face off. Man, there is so many different things going on here, and it looks like it's just been kind of compartmentalized into what different needs are based on if it's a foul, if it's a goal. I have no idea. But I guess even if I can only take one thing away from this image here, it's the fact that it's 60 meters long, which I never knew. And really, it's funny that it's actually measured in meters, I've just realized. But man, do those guys skating around at some serious speed make that thing look as though it's what, like 6 meters? Just get rid of the 0, and then 25 to 30. I don't know why there's a range, but I guess it is what it is.
Fully, a teammate serves his time in the penalty box. 12. A team plays shorthanded when one or more of its players is charged with a penalty. 13. Teams are not forced to play more than 2 players below 6 players at any time.
What do you mean?
14.
Wait, what? Teams are not forced to play more than 2 players below 6 players at any time? I feel as though you could have summed that up in saying, okay, no team can play with less than 4 players instead of saying that, but I guess it is what it is.
14. If a third penalty is assessed to the same team, it is suspended until the first penalty expires. Offside rule. Same team, it is 6 players at any time. 14. If a third penalty is assessed to the same team, it is suspended until the first penalty expires.
I feel as though they are just using words that I have never previously associated with a sport before. Like they said assessed and all these different things that I go, okay, I can kind of derive a possible meaning, but I don't actually know what the hell you're on about.
If a third penalty is assessed to the same team, it is suspended until the first penalty expires.
Yeah, given the context of this entire video, I can understand that, okay, if they're given the third one within the same time frame as the first one before it's expired, I guess they just leave it until later so they don't, I guess that's maybe because they can't have more than 2 players off. I guess that kind of probably relates to that rule, but either way, it just sounds like there's so many words and so many just extra fluff that isn't needed.
Offside rule. If an attacking player enters the opposition's defending zone ahead of the puck, then he or she will be called offsides. If this happens, play will be halted and a face-off will take place in the neutral zone. Icing rule.
Wow, okay then.
Icing refers to a player striking the puck from their own half past the opposing team's goal line without it deflecting off or coming into contact with any player. If this happens...
Wait, so from their half line?
Icing refers to a player striking the puck from their own half past the opposing team's goal line without it deflecting off or coming into contact with any player. If this happens, play will be halted and the puck will be returned to where the pass originated without a goal being given.
Oh wow, where the pass originated, I mean, that looks like they gave it back to blue team, and so I wonder, does that actually go back to the team that hit it down there? Because I feel as though that just could be something that could be quite easily exploited. Or is it more so just used in terms of, okay, you just completely lost the entire puck. I was about to say ball, but no, you just completely lost the entire puck, and so now, you know, you just ditched it, so now it's the other team's ball. If I keep wanting to say ball, but no, the other team's puck anyway. At least now I just know that you can't score from just anywhere in the entire rink. You have to score in your own half, I can only assume.
Minor penalty. A minor penalty can include tripping an opponent with their stick, holding with either their stick or hands, hooking with their stick, or body checking a player without a puck.
Okay.
Which usually results in a player being sent off for 2 minutes.
Really? I feel as though everyone on the entire team should be sent off. I mean, not that that's, I guess, possible, but considering the fact that I just see it, like I said, it's a very brutal sport, I feel as though I am constantly seeing just people getting whacked, shoved, tripped. I mean, I guess they're actually pretty strong, and so I don't know how they don't get tripped over more often. I mean, of course, they are professional athletes that I'm sure have just lived on the ice their entire life, but still, you're on ice. It's completely frictionless to a certain degree, and so I don't know how you don't fall over more often when you're kind of getting your legs swept out from underneath you. I mean, at least it certainly makes sense that it counts as a minor infringement and not a major infringement, because I can only imagine there are some pretty serious major infringements that aren't even classified as just plain out murder, basically. But either way, I guess it's all within the rules to a certain extent, even if it's illegal.
Major penalty.
Here we go.
Major penalties are given for physical contact, such as fighting, inflicting serious injury on opposing players, or continued minor violations. Major penalties will result in a player being removed from the ice for 5 minutes. A major penalty can lead to the offending player being sent off permanently.
Okay, I was about to say, surely it has to be a longer possible time period than 5 minutes, because as it was just very clearly stated, it was a major penalty, you know, fighting, seriously injuring an opponent, whatever it may be, and you're just like, oh, okay, you know, just have like, what, a less than 10% of the entire game off? I mean, hey, I guess maybe 5 minutes off is all you were ever going to get on, considering there was 20 people on the entire team, or I guess a maximum of 20 people on the entire team, but I guess in a way it is certainly quite similar to how virtually every single team sport is run in terms of, okay, you get a yellow, you get a red, you get a green, a yellow, a red, whatever it may be. There are certainly different levels of infringements, and if you collect a certain amount, then you generally just get sent off for a greater amount of time. And so at least ice hockey, even though it seems to be a little bit different to a couple of other things, it hasn't lost, I guess, just a sporting staple in that regard.
How to win the game.
Oh, this is probably good.
The team with the most goals at the end of the game are the winners.
Okay.
If the game is tied, then the game will go into overtime, where the first team to score will then be the winner.
Oh, so like
we hope you
golden. Here we go. I wonder if that is for every single game, or is you just never have a tie? You know, like even in, I don't know, under 8s or something, can you have a tie? I was like, no, we're playing golden goal. Because I mean, what if just no one ever scores? I mean, I'm sure in the professional league, someone's eventually going to score within a couple of minutes. I don't know what the scoreline actually looks like, because that would have been interesting to learn in this entire thing, you know? Because is it like a soccer scoring system in terms of is it just 1 point per goal scored? Or is it like an AFL systems where it's like, I don't know, you get 6 points here, 1 point there, 5 points, half a point, you know, obviously it's 6 or 1 for AFL, but I guess even if we take basketball as an equivalent in terms of scoring, you know, you can get a 2, you can get a 3, I think you can even get a 1 if it's a 3 throw, or is that 2? Either way, I'm fairly sure you got a whole different range of things, and so I wonder if ice hockey is like, okay, if you're in this circle, you get 2, if you're in this circle, you get 3, if you're in right in front of the under the goaler's feet, you only get 1. But hey, whatever the entire scoring system is, I mean, I'm fairly sure that it's 1 per goal, but feel free to tell me if it's otherwise. But either way, the entire thing is certainly just designed to be a very fast-paced game, almost to the point where I don't understand how little kids can even play it.
If the game is tied, then the game will go into overtime, where the first team to score will then be the winner. We hope you learned ice hockey rules, and now you know how to play ice hockey properly.
Well, there we go. I mean, I certainly don't feel as though I know how to play ice hockey properly. I had so many other questions that obviously need to be filled in, and I've got a couple of other ones. If nothing else, I just want to take it back to, where is it? Here we go. This entire field, because that was just completely crazy to me, you know. Like I said, the entire sport is just very insane. I have no kind of concept of the entire thing in terms of just how fast it is. I've never had the pleasure to actually just going to a game, but the fact that it's a 60-meter thing, you know, like I said, I've seen a couple of little clips, but I never knew it was a 60-meter long rink. And hey, I guess that's only the tip of the iceberg in terms of just learning all the rules. Really, there were even basic things that I think I just need to learn before I could ever even just get out there and play a game. I mean, I don't feel as though my ice skating would ever be up to the task of actually playing a game, but regardless of that factor, the entire thing just sounds like there is so much more to learn. And so if you can answer any of their questions, or you know if there's any videos that I should just check out to go, oh, here you go, here's just all the extra basics that you need to know, then just let me know. Because really, I think the most incredible thing to me was just the fact that there's bloody 20 people on the team. But like, really, I'd love to know how the hell does everyone even just get a go? Because realistically, I feel as though in some sports, if you, I guess in this instance, if you're the top 6 players, no one else is ever going to get a go, and so they're never going to improve, and so you just get left behind. But I guess, you know, considering the fact that it's such a massive sport, even though there was one particular video that said basketball has now surpassed ice hockey, I feel as though, judging by the comments and judging by this video and even just the history that I know, I certainly don't feel as though that might be the case everywhere, and it might just be in one particular place. But either way, the entire sport is obviously massive in both the USA and obviously Canada as a whole. So I guess if nothing else, even though I still have a massive gap in all of my knowledge of the entire sport, at least I now know just a little bit of the basics. But anyway, in saying that, I reckon I'm going to call it there. So thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to do the YouTube algorithmic things down below. Also, if this is the first video of mine that you're watching, then maybe you want to check out just any of the massive plethora of things that we've got on Canada and internationally, and also make sure to check out the original video in the description below. Or hey, maybe even just want to consider subscribing so that you don't miss another one of these in the future. But all in all, have a good one and see ya.